Well, that sucked. That was horrible. And you're probably wondering, wait, where's John Schaefer? He quit. He's had enough. He said, F it. He's after last night and then tonight, John Schaefer has quit the wrap-up show for tonight. So, Ben Fadden, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you as always. That was not good, man. That was not good. We're going to get to all of your chats loaded up right now. This is a therapy vent session of the wrap-up show with me and Ben Fadden. Again, John he quit. He quit for the night. So we're just going to have fun, and we're going to just vent for the next hour plus. Again, if you want to send in a super chat, that'd be much appreciated. You don't have to. Only thing we ask is you subscribe to the channel. Hit that little subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. We're all good to go there. So we'll start with this, Ben. Looks like that team meeting didn't work today because this team was just as sloppy as they have been for the last month.
Yeah, I wonder who was at that team meeting.
Well,
who do you think showed up? Who do you think showed up?
I think Cronenworth was at the team meeting. I think Joe was at the team meeting. He'd be at everything. Regardless.
Nomar showed up. Yeah.
Nomar Mazara showed up. Let's see here. Who else probably showed up? The bullpen did not show up to the team meeting today.
No, not at all.
No. Let's see here. Who else did not show up? Oh yeah, CJ Abrams getting picked off of first base in the, I forget what inning it was. He did not show up for the team meeting.
Hassan Kim showed up.
No, dude, Hosmer was probably late to the team meeting, but he might have shown up. He just was late.
How about Taylor Scott?
Who? Taylor Scott?
Guy,
he didn't show up to the team meeting as well. I don't think the Padres even knew who that was. I think they were wondering, why are you here? You're not on this team. So yeah, the team meeting didn't work today. It was another game of sloppiness, another game. They couldn't get a big hit with runners in scoring position. And when they did, or at least they got runs. I mean, they had the bases loaded there and they got the two runs from walks. And then the next pitch, Abrams swings at the first pitch. Like, what are we doing
here? First pitch. 8 straight balls. Yeah, I'm going to swing. Let's swing.
And we talked about this today on John and Jim. We're like, what's some of our sports pet peeves? And one of my sports pet peeves for baseball was kind of exactly almost what Abrams did today, except he was a new batter. Like, if it was 3-0 when he swung, I'd be like, what the F are you doing? But yeah, that is another pet peeve. When two guys in front of you walk on 8 straight pitches and then you swing at the first pitch, yeah, that's a no-go for me. So, I mean, dude, just another Coors Field special where the Padres can't win. And, it's the same story over and over again.
Same story, yeah. They had a 3-run lead twice. I know that Joe Musgrove did not pitch amazing. It wasn't totally, his night. This was the shortest outing of the year, 88 pitches. Didn't walk anyone. There were some points there where I kind of disagreed with the pitch selection, throwing fastballs when the first 2 strikes, were breaking balls. There was an at-bat, I think was the 5th inning or something. And after that, I mean, when the bullpen came in, that was when, let's say it was 6-3. Chris Mack comes in. K didn't have it. But obviously my big issue was Bomel putting in Taylor Scott. Earlier today, the Padres activate Adrian Morejon. And you don't use him. Oh, wait. Yeah, they did use him. When it was a 3-run deficit.
Right.
What are we doing here? Why is Taylor Scott pitching when you got prospect people on Twitter saying, oh, this isn't his fault because he's a mop-up guy? Okay, why is he pitching in a tie game then when you have Adrian Morejon, one of your best relievers, out there available?
Right.
It should have been totally reverse order. Scott should have been pitching when they're down 3, not in a tie game. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. I think that the bullpen is in such shambles right now that no one has like a defined role. Even in the closer spot, you're like, this is going to be shaky. So for whoever they are putting out there, it's like hey man, I hope this works out, right? I hope this works out. And you're right. I don't know the move. I don't understand the move. But again, it's like, who else do they have? I know you're talking about Adrian Morejon, but who would say that things would have been different if they flip-flopped places, or if Morejon was in there instead of Scott at that moment? Who knows?
Okay, but it's all about confidence. Like, Taylor Scott has no place in that game. Like, I get it was seventh inning, right? So maybe that's too early for Luis Garcia, but he hasn't thrown. He hadn't thrown since July 9th.
Yeah.
And they
No,
go to Taylor Scott before him.
it
They
was
go to
not.
Adrian Morejon before him.
Yeah, it was not good. All right, we got
Taylor Scott ended up throwing 29 pitches in this game.
29
Why?
too many. 29 too many. All right, man. We got a bunch of supers here. Let's get to them. Jared, thank you for joining us tonight. And by the way, half of the donations go to Ben tonight because John Schaefer's a quitter. That's how this works. So John, sorry, buddy, you're shit out of luck on this one. Jared says they throw 8 straight balls, bases loaded, 2 outs. Why the F did CJ swing at the first pitch? Bad pitch and a pop up to end the inning. Yeah, we just talked about that. Like, sports pet peeves, that's got to be up there with a major pet peeve for baseball fans, is seeing 2 guys in front of you walk, and not just walk, but walk on 8 straight pitches to load the bases, and you swing at the first pitch that's thrown to you the next at bat. Like, are you kidding me? Like, none of these guys are immune because they're young, right? That was a mistake. I don't care if Abrams is a rookie. I don't care if he's 20 years old. That is a mistake. And he should know that going to the. He's not Manny Machado. He's not Fernando Tatis Jr. He's not Mike Trout. He's not Shohei. Like, he doesn't have that to where he can swing at the first pitch because he's done so much in his career. Know the situation, dude. Know that this pitcher on the mound is way off right now. And know that even if the first pitch is down the middle, you take it, because this guy is shaky. Now, if you take 2 straight pitches down the middle, then we got a problem. But the first pitch to next at bat, by the way, it wasn't even a good pitch. It was like top of the zone. So, like, I don't understand that. And this team continues to not hit with runners in scoring position. It has been a huge problem all year, and it just continues.
Yeah. I mean, like, Crony and Mazzara, right? They showed up tonight. After that, I mean, like, I'll just go back to, we talk about the walks, right? So they had those 2 walks there with the bases loaded. That's 2 runs. Then Hosmer hits a ground ball. Shocker. One of his hobbies. Hits a ground ball. Brendan Rodgers makes an error. That's another run. They gifted us 3 runs right there. They should not have even been in this game. Oh, and by the way, they choked away the game when they were allowed to be in this game. Like, it's just, there's no way that you could say that the Padres deserve to win this game based on the way that they played.
Yeah. By the way, you're trying to come from my crown as the biggest Hosmer hater on social media. I see what you're doing over there.
I mean, my goodness, it's
like, dude, I honestly, if Chris Matt did not move his head as fast as he did, he's in concussion. He's in concussion protocol right now because of Eric Hosmer. Like, John sent me that video that you tweeted out, and we were just laughing our ass off because Chris Matt looked behind him, and Hosmer's throwing a fucking 97-mile-an-hour fastball at this dude's head. That wasn't even a good throw. Nola doesn't catch it. The play at the plate, the Rockies, like, that should have been a run for the Rockies. That was a horrible call at the plate. And just, I kept rewatching, and Chris Matt's like, oh shit. Like, dude, it was going so fast at his head. He could have killed him, dude. It was so bad. Hosmer had just no regard for Chris Matt. If that ball
and then earlier in the game, dude, ground ball to him, and he just drops the ball.
He just drops the ball. Dude, but the Chris Matt throw, like, I'm glad nothing bad happened, but all I could see in my head is that a video of Eric Hosmer throwing it 100 miles an hour off of Chris Matt's head, and the ball just flying into the stands. Like, that's all I was picturing when I was watching that video. And thankfully it didn't happen, but it's funny to laugh at because it didn't happen. I was just like, oh my God, he almost killed him. He almost killed Chris Matt. Oh, dude, it was ridiculous.
When I tweeted it out, I was like, maybe it's a stretch. I haven't seen the replay of the throw. And then I looked back at it. I'm like, no, this is pretty dang close.
Dude, it was so close. Chris Van literally turned and the ball is like right by his face. It was so bad, guys. We have to laugh from crying because this fucking team, dude, we're gonna lose our damn mind. Oh my God, Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the super chat and appreciate you following the channel as well. I'm emotionally unavailable after this, but wanted to stop by and support the channel. Have a good night, all. Thank you. We understand. We know why. This team is very tough to watch lately, and it's very tough to watch just in general. But yeah, it's
5-12.
dude.
Last 17 games.
5-12. Oh my God. No, aren't they 6-13 or are they 5-12?
Well, 6 was 13's 19.
Oh God, I got it. Well, duh. I'm not good at math. What's happening? Did you see the comment earlier? Like, this is weird. Jim's talking to his replacement. I was like, what? Thank you, Car Soap. Appreciate it. When you give up after Tatis trade deadline? Just, hey, when do we give up, guys? I want to know so I can have the rest of my summer plans. Don't give up now. It's not over yet, but it's not looking great. It's a situation where
weren't they 7? Oh my God.
Give up. Literally, people in the chat. Just when do I give up? When do I stop? Dude, oh my God.
They were 17 games over 500 at one point. They're 10 games over 500.
Yeah, it's not great.
The Dodgers, they were down 6-0 and won tonight. How's that?
Padres are up, and they well, never mind. It was just bad.
They were up by a combined 6 runs, and
they still lost. So there we go. And they lost by 4. That's not bad. Vector, thank you for the super chat. The silence around Tatis is so depressing. Yeah. I don't know what to. Honestly, I don't know what to truly make of it, other than once again you are just hearing things being pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and it's like, oh, you'll get an update tomorrow. No update. Like, oh, he's gonna swing against air next week. Okay, when's he gonna start hitting balls? Like this, like, let's go here. And you see from Dennis, oh, he'll be back probably in August. Kevin, he'll be back in probably July, end of July. So there's so much misinformation, I feel like, going out there with these injuries, especially Tatis, who's the most important player in this franchise. And it's him, Manny, and then Musgrove. Those are the 3 most important players in this franchise. And if you have no idea when Tatis were going to return, with the way they're playing right now, this is when you start seeing fans truly, I feel like, not turning on Tatis, but it's coming back like, oh, that motorcycle accident and him breaking his wrist. Like, oh, now I'm even more pissed at Tatis, and I don't think that's truly fair, but I understand where they're coming from. But again, I don't know. I don't know what the update on Tatis is. I don't know when we're going to know, and we probably won't know until he's back in the lineup. Be like, oh, Tatis is back in the lineup. Great.
We're surprised by this?
No.
I was in studio, and we saw the video of him swinging. And it's like, oh, he has we're just looking off of how he's feeling. It's not based on the tests anymore.
Right.
Like, are we surprised here? Like,
no.
I mean, they're not going to tell us anything.
Nothing. They're not going to tell us anything. And, like I said, I think, honestly, we'll know when Tatis is back when he's in the lineup. Like, as crazy and stupid as that sounds, I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, oh, yeah, Tatis has been working out for the last 3 weeks, and we're activating him today. Like, oh, cool. That's cool. So, I don't know. All right, we're going to get back to your super chats. I have to talk about Mark Nimitz, our title sponsor here. I got to pull up Mark Nimitz. Usually John pulls it up. I got to do this now. John, quitter, loser. Anyway, Mark Nimitz, if you're shopping for auto, home, renters, or life insurance in San Diego, literally only one person here that you need to talk to and go to, and that's Mark Nimitz. Farmers Insurance. Mark, he can help you save $750 on your insurance. Just click the link below in the description. Go to Mark's website. He'll help you with all of your insurance needs, family insurance needs as well. Mark is your guy. All his information always is above now. Well, it's above my head right there. Phone number and email address, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. That's mnimitz@farmersagent.com. I hope he's not in the chat tonight, because if he was, I know he'd be very upset. So, Mark, I hope you're okay. I hope everything's all right. I hope you didn't watch tonight's game, and I hope you had a peaceful, happy night, because this was horrible. So, Mark, I hope you're okay, buddy. Let's
Is
get
this
back
a
to this.
shot? Is this a shot right here? Johnny Pistolero having Ben on is like Ruiz playing center. What is that supposed to mean?
Where is this? Oh, here we go.
He's playing better than Grisham in center.
Dude, hey, Ruiz had a good night. He got a triple. Like, he's a spark plug. He's honestly, like, yeah, we talked a lot about what he did last night and the out at third, but I like what I've seen the first two games, minus that horrible horseshit play last night trying to steal third.
Did you see the comment on Twitter? I forget who did it, but they were like, "Hey, it might have been Darnay." He was like, "I'm glad that he tripled so that he didn't, try to steal third."
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the good news with that triple. But he's played well at the plate. He's been good at the plate.
And then Grisham struck out.
Yeah, I know that. Like, when Tatis gets back, you're probably going to see an outfield of, I mean, well, Profar too, but I wouldn't mind a outfield of Tatis, Ruiz, and like Mazzara, and then Profar or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking Profar, Ruiz, and Mazzara if Tatis is at short.
Right. If Tatis goes at short, Ruiz, Profar, Mazzara in the outfield, I would take that. And then you got to see what Will brings back to the table, but I don't really have much trust in Will, honestly.
One for 4 tonight, I think.
That's great. Great.
And
Good
Lake
job.
Elsinore.
Yeah, good job, everybody. 1 for 4. Perfect. Jared, thanks for the super chat. Gotta love Mazzara, though. Yeah, he's played really well. He has been a constant with his team, and he has been a guy that makes you say, Will Myers who? Like, really, that's what you want. It's not the ideal situation, but when a guy goes down for injury, you want his replacement to step in and make it seem like, like you're not missing that guy as much. And that's what Mazzara's done exactly with his team.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it for weeks. I think he should be playing against lefties and righties, and finally, Bo Mel's putting him against lefties.
Right.
And it's still working. I know tonight was against a righty, but this guy, it seems like almost every time up, he's making hard contact.
Yes, he's doing a lot of things really well. And there's been like one blunder in the outfield, you probably will remember, where he like lollygagged over to a ball and the guy took an extra base. But other than that, he did a great catch tonight. Like, he's been really good for this team. It's crazy to say, man, where would this team be without Nomar Mazzara? like what? What? Those words, like, that's the truth. And you're saying that and you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, where would this team be without Nomar Mazzara?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. JDS third, thank you for the super chat. Bomel does not make sound decisions, no excuses.
Tonight I can get on him. Tonight I didn't agree with Taylor Scott. He should not be pitching in that game, or at that time in that game.
Right. I think overall, majority of the time, I'm riding with Bob Melvin.
Yeah.
I think how I look at it now is, when he's, I won't say forced to go to Scott there in a tie game situation, but when one of his options is Scott to go there, I will look at AJ Preller, because he's the one that gave Bob Melvin these pieces. So he's looking at this chessboard and these pieces that he's had, and he's like, well, if these are my only options, I'm shit out of luck. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Does he have any influence on bringing up Jose Castillo? Like, where is that guy?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I do think there's probably a lot of not stay out of my way from Bob Melvin, but like, let me just manage this team. Like I'm just going to manage this team. Just bring me the players. And he obviously will have input for sure. But I do think unlike Jace Tingler, who him and Preller were joined at the hip, I do think Bob Melvin is trying to separate front office from clubhouse, and especially the manager's office from Preller. Like they talk all the time. I'm assuming they do. Preller's a psycho. He'll text you at 3 a.m. off, and he's drank like 3 macchiato coffee. Like he's a crazy person. He'll talk to you whenever. But I do think that Bob Melvin is way different from Tingler in the sense that he is like, get out of my way, Preller. Like, I am the manager of this team. Like, let me do it. Just give me the players. And the players are not great. So that is a problem. But it's hard for me to go fully in and blame Bob Melvin for the guys he has.
Because right now, like earlier tonight, going into the 7th inning, his options, because Hill and Chris Matt had already pitched. So you're looking at Morahone, Scott, Garcia, and Rogers. Rogers isn't an option. Garcia, he probably wants to save. And so it's Scott and Morahone. I think the obvious decision is Morahone. But yeah, it's not a ton of options there.
Not a ton. And that's where Bob Melvin is kind of shit out of luck. And he's looking at the options and he's like, do I bring in Morahone, who just came off the IL, or do I bring in the Scott guy who, I mean, who the F knows? So it's not a great situation that Bob Melvin at times is given. Like the lineup the other day on, I believe, where was it? Was it Sunday? It was like it's like a AAA lineup. Like, what's Bob Melvin supposed to do there? Like what? You kidding me?
How about Friday when you had outfield of Matthew Batten, Trent Grisham, and Jose Azocar, I think?
Yeah. What's he supposed to do there? Is that Bob Melvin's fault? Really? It's Bob Melvin's fault that he's got to put those guys out there because Pillar couldn't find any bats in the offseason and he hasn't made any trades yet? Like, no, it's not. Jared, I don't really know what this means, Jared. Thanks for the super chat, though. Appreciate it, buddy. Who is this guy wearing Manny's skin? I don't know.
Huh?
Not sure. Okay. Jared again, thank you.
Seriously,
bring on the.
Did you see Mud totally roast Eric Karros today during the broadcast? I posted it on Twitter.
I saw it live on TV, and I'm like, I saw it live on TV, and I didn't know who he was talking about, and I saw Eric Karros thing, and Mud is probably like 3 seconds away from just blasting an F-bomb on TV. Like you could feel it come through the television where he is just ready to just drop so many F-bombs on this team. Like his size after they do stupid shit, it's like, oh, dude, he is ready to blow up. And you know damn well he's just like, oh, fucker, I'm gonna fuck. Like that's what I mean. He is ready to absolutely go ape shit on this team, and I don't blame him. I'd be the same way. I'd be the same way.
Don was like, he was trying to relax him. Like, yeah, we still got 90 games. We're 90 games in. Relax, and
it's like, no,
it's hard to do that.
It's hard to do that. Okay, hold on. I gotta get to where am I at? All right. I got one more here from Max. Thank you, Max. Appreciate the super chat, man. Just a bad stretch, or are these the real Padres? It's a great question. And guess what? I'm stealing that for tomorrow's show. Thank you. I don't know, man. What do you think? Do you think this is just a bad stretch, or is this like, hey, this is the real Padres team?
I mean, more bad stretch than real Padres. We don't know really. We haven't seen the complete Padres team, so it's hard for me to say, oh, this is the real Padres. Like, they can't beat the Rockies for some reason. Musgrove, he didn't have it tonight. In that, what was the fifth inning.
Yeah.
So we just don't really, we haven't seen the full Padres yet. And yes, it is a bad stretch. If John's right, 5-12 in their last 17 games. I mean, yeah, that's a bad stretch. So you're right on that, Max. And yes, when Tatis coming back, we're still going to have the same team essentially. So yeah, you could say it's the real Padres, but we've also seen at some points this year where this team does score runs and it's not making these stupid errors and dropping balls in center field and running to third. on a sack fly or a fly ball to left that shouldn't have
Yeah.
been a sack or tried to be a sack fly.
Mhm.
And I know Hosmer's always messing up, but they've been playing cleaner baseball earlier in the year compared to now. So I feel like if they get back to that, and Tatis, I'm not asking him to like be the saving grace, but you can't deny that this guy's a huge, huge part of this team. He's the best
Yeah.
shortstop in baseball. Like he's gonna have a positive impact on this team, and you got to wait to see what Preller does, at the deadline. So I don't know if it's the real Padres. It is a bad stretch, though. Yeah.
I said this today on the radio on John and Jim that they're just getting worse. Like I get the point. Like every team has bad stretches throughout a season, right? You have like a weak stretch where you're like, that team really bad. And then they're back to what they were. But it just feels like from the start of the season, when they started out really well, which they have done the last 2 years now, they have progressively got worse and worse by the month. And now you're seeing this month and you're like, this is becoming a tipping point for this season where you're like, yo, this team needs to turn it around fast, or you're going to be looking at a lot of teams in front of you in the postseason picture. And so I do feel like, yeah, you can argue that this is a bad stretch for this team, but I would say that if they were playing consistent baseball for this season instead of getting worse and worse and sloppier and sloppier. Like these losses are just becoming more sloppy and sloppy, and they're just piling up the ways that they're losing and how they're losing. Not like crazy losses in the ninth inning or whatever, but just the fact that they're just not scoring runs like at all. No power in this lineup at all. The pitching has carried this team, and you see now when the pitching comes down to earth a little bit, what this team looks like. And this team looks like a 500 team at best when the pitching comes back to earth and not how they were for the first 2 months of the season. So, yeah, you can argue it's a stretch, but you can also argue that this was the real Padres as well. So, I think both are right. You can make an argument for either or. It's just like, when's it going to stop? And if it's going to stop, like, what's going to be the final, you know, thing that happens that either turns this team around in the right direction or never turns the team around and they continue to slide. So,
Yeah, I would say that the pitching, we're not seeing the real Padres pitching right now. I would
yeah,
say the bullpen's more like real, I guess, than the starting rotation, if that makes sense. The offense, it's more real than the pitching, I think, of what we're seeing right now. Like,
because the offense has been this way this whole year. It's
yeah,
not just this isn't a situation where they went a month and had like the most home runs in baseball.
right.
Like this has
Yeah.
been awful all season long. Jared, he's like, I meant before the Manny doesn't look the same. Right. That makes sense. I look, he had a good, last two games last week back to back against the Giants, I believe it was. Hit home runs in back to back games. He had a home run the other night. So I don't think Manny's like, and he had another hit tonight. I don't think he's like in a massive slump. He's just not as hot as he was earlier in the season, but he's still far and away the biggest threat and best hitter in this lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not worried about Manny to
Yeah,
address
no.
that question at all.
Yeah,
He said it to the media. It's just baseball. You're going to go through ups, you're going to go through downs. You would like him to be hitting a home run every game, but that's just not realistic.
right.
And it's kind of hard. I would think I've never played in the big leagues, but I would think it's hard
What?
when you're yeah, what? I would think it's hard if you're hitting third in the lineup and you don't have really any protection anywhere.
Nomar Mazara. That's not protection enough for you?
I don't no, don't think so, Jim. No.
No. Uh oh, awesome. Thank you for joining the channel, Jeremiah. Appreciate that. New channel member. Now you get access to all of our emojis and the content that only members will see. Yeah, hi Don. So you can now use all the Angry Jim emojis now as a new member. Thank you, Jeremiah. Appreciate that. Sam, thank you for the super chat. Sam says, I truly believe Tatis will not play a game this season. Dude, if
All
he
right,
doesn't
Dodger fan. All right.
if he doesn't play a game this season, dude, I don't know, man. I'll lose my shit.
How would
I'll
that
lose my shit.
how would that even happen? Like, so he's gonna be air swinging against air, and he hurts his wrist.
He has a
Like,
setback.
how is that gonna happen again?
That's how it doesn't happen. Or they were just lying us the whole time, and this is actually like a 6 to 7 month injury.
Because so all of this, I mean, he's looking good on defense. Like, I know swinging's a whole different thing, but like from what I've seen him in person. Last Friday I was there early for Padres BP. Like, he looks good from what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't see how there's any scenario other than a stupid injury while he's coming back that he doesn't play this year.
Dude, if he doesn't play this year, they're not. No, that'd be a disaster, an absolute disaster. Jared, man, thank you for the super chats, man. Appreciate it. Snell has been our best pitcher as of late. I mean, kinda, yeah. He's been good. And is he pitching in Colorado, or is he going to pitch against Arizona? I think it's in Arizona.
I think
right?
he's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
I think
He pitched Friday. Yeah, so it'd be tomorrow because they're not having a Gore start because he's not in the bullpen. Martinez is hurt, so I think he's tomorrow. Yeah, great in Colorado, perfect, yay! But he has been really good the last 2 starts. I mean, that's the Blake Snell you want is from the last 2 starts. Still won't get you a lot of innings, but he's been efficient and at times just flat out dominant. And that's the Blake Snell you want. And shit, hopefully he shows up tomorrow, or else you've just lost 3 or 4 in Colorado.
Yeah, and is Nick Martinez? I know on the broadcast they said he's good, but only 1 day of rest. So if Snell goes 5 innings tomorrow, so how exactly are they getting through this game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Garcia and Rogers will pitch tomorrow, I would think, but who else?
Oh, shit. Well, Mackenzie Gore, but he pitched Sunday.
Oh yeah, he could pitch tomorrow then.
It's a side day for him.
Yeah,
he could pitch maybe an inning. I don't know. Yeah, they're screwed if they're screwed if Snell goes only like 3 2/3. Absolutely screwed. Snell 0 earned runs, 3 hits. And how many innings, Jared? Because that can happen in like the first 3 batters of the game. 3 straight hits. All right, I got to get to our buddy Omar, who is a new sponsor and joins the show here. Got to pull this up. Boom. There it is. Omar, hold on. A lot of stuff happening behind the scenes here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, perfect. Omar, he's a new sponsor to our show at Edge Home Financing. Here's how he can help you guys with all your loan and mortgage needs. You can text him right now or scan the QR code at the top of the screen. His number right there on the screen, 619-387-7798. He's a local San Diegan. Whether you're looking to buy a dream home or refinance to consolidate your debt, Omar is your guy. If you're in the process of buying or refinancing and would like a second opinion to make sure that you're getting the best deals possible, again, text Omar, 619-387-7798. You can call him or text him for a free consultation. He is your realtor that you need to go to for if you're a realtor, then Omar is looking for partners as well. He can help you with all of that. And he said, guess what? You can text me whenever. So you can text him whenever you want. He will always get back to you. 619-387-7798. Omar is your guy. All right, there we go. Boom. Let's get some more of these comments here. Hold on. There's so many people in the chat. All right. Joel, thank you for chiming in. We can't forget that his wrist is not the only thing Tatis has to deal with. His shoulder, also his injury prone. Hopefully this time, the time off helps his shoulder. Dude, yeah. Do you feel that whenever you see him play or walking or doing any types of activities, you're just like cringing, hoping that he doesn't hurt himself? because I kind of feel like I'm at that point. Like, I just have to get over it. But when he gets back, every single movement he makes is going to be like, ooh, hope you're okay.
Whenever he dives, yeah, I think, like, from what I've seen, whenever I'm watching him, like, I feel like I just forget about that stuff and just try to watch, him as the baseball player or whatever baseball activity he's doing. But yeah, look, he's had shoulder subluxation feels like every week last year. It's like the
But then he only.
shoulder's just torn, it feels like. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's going to be a concern. But for me, like, once he comes back, maybe it's too high of expectations, but I'm just expecting him to be the Fernando that we've seen. I don't think he's gonna change the way he plays, and you just gotta hope that he doesn't get hurt. Really, you just go into it, give your full effort. If he gets hurt, then he gets hurt. I mean,
Yeah,
really, all I can say.
like me and John, who by the way is soft tonight and quit on this team and quit on the wrap up show. He quit on all of you tonight, so Ben had to take his place because Ben's not a quitter and John Schaefer is a quitter. So put in the chat, John's a quitter right now. The thing with Tatis, and me and John talked about it last year. Like, you just gotta let Tatis be Tatis. You know, they told him he couldn't slide head first after he came back from like his third subluxation. They put him in the outfield. They told him he couldn't, like, he had to slide feet first. He can't steal bases. Can't do this. Can't, like, you just got to let Tatis be Tatis. And you're right. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. But it's sometimes when you are guarding yourself from injury, that's when you get hurt as well. And that's when, honestly, people get hurt the most, is when they're thinking about it, or at least if they're told not to do something that they normally do and they do something out of character. Like, hey, Tatis, don't dive for a ball up the middle. And if Tatis doesn't dive, instead he tries to reach out and grab for it. Oh, I just strained my hamstring. Oh, I just pulled my oblique. Like, oh, I just, whatever the case may be. Instead of doing what he has been doing his entire life, which is go head first, dive for that baseball. And now he's doing something completely different. So, like, when he gets back, whenever he gets back, we have no fucking clue when this guy's going to get back. No one does. But when he does, you just got to let him be Tatis. You just got to let him be Tatis. And whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna maximize what he can bring to the team, right?
Right. Like, yeah, Rich, let him play. Just let him play. John's mom is not soft. I don't think that's very nice, but I'm not putting it on the screen right now. John is soft. Yes, John is very soft. Yep. John's a quitter. Absolutely. John is a big quitter. John is watching Ohtani right now. Yeah. Dude, Ohtani, imagine if the Padres had Ohtani. You think they'd be better?
A little bit.
A little bit. John would hate it, but they'd be better. Let's see here. Yep, John is the new Jim. Yeah, he is. He is the quitter tonight on everybody here. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jim always quits on John. Jim never does a show without John." Blah blah blah. Guess what? I'm here. Suck it. It's crazy how this is now a thing. Like, they need Profar back.
Yeah, imagine us saying that at the beginning of the year where we were like, "Oh, dang, maybe they could have got Tommy Pham as an upgrade over Profar."
Now it's like, we need Profar. Like, where's Profar? Like, we need Profar now. And I like Ruiz, and I hope when Profar gets back, Ruiz stays with the team. And here's a question: What do you do with Trent Grisham? What are you doing with Trent Grisham right now?
Put him on the bench.
Put him on the bench. You don't send him down.
No, I don't know what sending him down does. Like, getting him regular at bats. I mean, he's been in the big leagues for like 3 years now. Like, what does that really do? Sending him like putting him on the bench, like, you could still use him in some situation. I don't know what situations it would be. Like, I feel like Ruiz, they pulled Ruiz up here to have him play every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that's going to happen, especially when Profar comes, like right now, the Padres can get by with saying, "Hey, we'll play Grisham because we don't want Azokar out there." But when Profar comes back, I think Azokar should be sent down one, and you play Ruiz because now you're wasting his at bats that could be in AAA if you're just sitting him on the bench.
And I
You know,
think
like
Ruiz has been so hot this year, and he has done well at the plate the last 2 games. Like, I would just let it ride and see what he has, because he can be a spark for this team.
like Trent was in 2020.
Right. And I think that Ruiz at this, like, it's crazy to say Ruiz brings more to the table than Trent Grisham. Like, I have literally more trust after only just 2 games than in Estuary Ruiz than I do in Trent Grisham. Like, think about that.
Here's what Grish's role can be: come off the bench and bunt.
But he's not even like, he's a good bunter, but sometimes he's not great. Oh, cool. Hey, you're the designated bunter. Like, that's not a good role to have, and that's another wasted spot on this team.
Are they not already wasting a few spots?
Oh, you know that, Ben. They waste a lot of spots. I'm not sure how to say this name.
Sochi, I think.
Oh, perfect. Sochi. That's not the first thing I thought of. But Sochi, we're calling you Sochi. Says Tatis, Cronenworth, Machado, Voit, Hosmer, Alfaro, Mazzara, Myers, Profar. We'll be fine. Just chill out, y'all. Our starting pitching is why we're good right now. Hey, if you want, hey, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna douse anybody for having some faith. I'm just telling you how I feel. Ben's telling you how he feels. I don't feel that way, but I'm glad there's, optimism out there, at least for this team, instead of just everybody hating it, which it feels like everyone does right now.
Yeah, I'm not buying any lineup that has Hosmer in it, but that's just me.
I know it. Well, we'll get used to it, because Hosmer's going to be here for your entire adult life, pretty much. Is Ben shoving John or Jim in the locker? He is shoving John in the locker because John is weak. John is a weakling, and he would 1000% just take it. So that's what happens. And don't even say anything else, Ben. That's what I'm going with. You can't say anything else. Why should we support a bad team? Because you're a fan of the Padres.
Don't support him then. Bye.
Yeah, like when a team doesn't do well and you shit on them, are you a hater? Like, no, you're just kind of you're like a realist. And there's plenty of types of fans out there. There's realist fans. There's fans that just troll the troll all the time, even when they win. There's fans that are the ultimate optimists, who doesn't matter if they lose 10 in a row, they're still their team. And that's great. Like, there's all 3 fans out there. But the thing with all 3 of those fans is they all support the team. So whatever fan you are, that's fine. Like, go for it. Go all in. If that's what makes you the most happy or the most comfortable, do that. But, to say don't support them, like, I don't think, if you looked at fans that the realist, or fans that's to troll the troll, or fans that are the ultimate optimist, all 3 of those types, they all support this team. That's why you should support this team, is because you love the Padres, regardless of how you act towards them, and they're your baseball team. Like, that's why you should support them. And when they win, if they ever win, it's a big if, but if they ever win, then everybody can become just happy, right? That's the ultimate goal, is just to be happy, regardless of what type of fan you are. Because if they win a championship, I guarantee you, the trolls that just to troll, and the people that are just mad all the time for shit, like, they can't find anything to troll, and they can't find anything to be mad about. Because guess what? You just won a fucking World Series.
Yeah. Did we not see all the parades and all that happened in 2020 that people make fun of, or Dodger fans want to make fun of? Like,
right.
We just want to win. Is that too much to ask? Like, we're supporting a bad team. Okay. One, I was born in San Diego, so it's one of those things. Like, if you're born here, like, your family has season tickets, like, that's just who you are. Like, you're not being born and you're like, I'm going to support the Padres.
Some people are,
because they're a bad team. No, it's just
like the jerseys,
a way
though,
of
Ben.
life.
That's why I support.
It's the way that you grew up, and this is just what happens. You're a Padre fan. If you don't want to be a Padre fan, feel free. Go be a Dodger fan. Go do whatever you want. But the real ones are going to stick with it. We're supporting a bad team because it's our team.
Mm-hmm.
And the Padres aren't I still don't think the Padres are a bad team. They're 10 games over 500 without their best player. Yeah, they suck right now. It feels like they
They're
suck right
playing really
now,
bad.
but
Yeah.
they're not a bad team. You want to go see a bad team? Go watch the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And go to Washington, even though Juan Soto is pretty fun to watch. But other than that, yeah, go watch the Marlins when Alcantara's not pitching. Like the Marlins okay, but you get the point. Go watch the Reds. Go watch one of those teams. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. Hey guys, was at the game this evening. Was pretty disappointed in the bullpen. Seemed like it was batting practice for the Rockies. Yeah, the bullpen's been trash. Like, I know the offense, Ben, is obviously like the number one priority at the trade deadline. But for you, how important is it that Preller at least finds a bullpen piece or two?
I think he'll find one. I think that's important, but it's one of those things where it's really complicated, and I'm glad I'm not in his spot because you have so many guys that are coming back that can impact the team. You just don't know how much they're going to impact the team. Like, we don't know if Drew Pomeranz is going to come back, have 2 crap outings, and then get hurt again. Like, we don't know if Jose Castillo, whenever they want to bring him up, I have no idea when, but feels like he's ready. Whenever they want to bring him up, we don't know if he's going to be bad. Like, you just don't know. So it's hard to say, let's go get 2 relievers. Okay, well, what if Pomerantz and Castillo come back, or Pomerantz and Johnson come back and they're really good? Well, maybe you could have spent some of that money on the offense. Like, it's just hard, you just don't know.
Like the other day, I think I either asked Darren or I asked John. I said, if this team didn't have Drew Pomeranz, Eric Hosmer, Will Myers, Ha-Seong Kim, and Dinelson Lamet, would they have the same record or close to the same record they have now?
Pretty much, yeah.
So those 5 guys who are making a combined this year, see 20, 40, about 50, around like $60 million combined, are doing nothing for your team. They're not helping you win. Like, think about that. Preller has put in close to $60 to $70 million in 5 players on a 26-man roster. I know Lamet's down in the minors, but still he's being paid $5 million this year. 5 guys on a 26-man roster that are doing nothing to help your team win. Now, sometimes like Hosmer has a hit here and there, whatever. But overall, they're hurting you more than helping you. And a couple of those guys aren't even playing. So you think if you had all that money, you could have gone out and maybe gotten an outfielder, or go out and make a big time trade to bring in some money. Or I don't know, give Joe Musgrove a fucking contract extension. Like, you think those things could have happened by now if you didn't have those 5 guys on the roster? That was all Preller doing, by the way. Preller's the one that went out and gave Ha-Seong Kim a 4-year, $28 million contract. Preller's the one that went out and gave Drew Pomeranz a $30+ million contract, $144 million to Hosmer, $20+ million a year, $80 million overall to Will Myers, $5 million for a broken Lamet. Like, it's mind blowing to me sometimes to think about how everybody thinks that Preller can save the day when you look at some of the moves he's made that he's signed and you're like, oh, but he did this to himself.
Yeah, and yeah, I totally see what you're saying there. It's frustrating, of course. But like, it's one of those things where that Peter Seidler has probably too much faith in AJ. So I'm kind of sitting here. It's like, well, my only option is to have faith in the guy because he's gonna be here.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you just got to see what he does at the trade deadline, and he makes moves. He's not afraid to make moves, right? Like, sometimes it's the wrong moves, but I guess you just got to hope that it's the right moves because he's going to be here. That's just the way it's going to be.
Right. Thank you, Pat, for the super chat. Can we start booing Hosmer? Start. New York and Philly fans do it, and they're good. We got to expect better from these guys.
I think, yeah, they're talking about, I think, fans at Petco. Like, whenever he's introduced, like Hosmer, there's still a lot of cheers.
It's yeah. I don't condone like the booing, but if I mean, you're a fan, you can do what you want as long as you don't say anything degrading or like over the line to some player. Like, you can boo. That's 100% in the guideline of being a fan. Like if you go out there and, talk about Hosmer's wife and yell it at him and or whatever it is, or his unborn child, and he hears it, like that's over the line and you got to go. But if Hosmer grounds out to second for the 12th time in a row and you boo because you expect more out of the baseball player Eric Hosmer, then that's your right. Like you have that right to do that. So I don't know if you can. I don't know if it's like, yes, I'm not going to say yes, start booing Eric Hosmer and Trent Grisham. Like do what you want to do, but don't cross that line.
Yeah, totally agree. I think just keep holding them to expectations because they're starting or they're supposed to be starting on this team. They're making money, making millions of dollars, and we had, or at least the Padres, when they got them, they had higher expectations for those guys than what they're producing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to hold them to those standards. And when they're not playing up to that level, yeah, you don't make it personal, but you get on them. I'm sorry, you can get on him.
Right. And let's see here. Where is it? I think Rich said it here. Yeah, I don't like booing my guys, but I will boo a bonehead play. Like if a guy makes an error, like yeah, come on. We're supposed to cheer. What are we doing here? All right, I need to get to Aura real quickly here. Hold on, pull it up. All right, pull that up. All right, perfect. So Aura, we talk about them all the time. Aura, natural supplement, plant-based nutrition company, has everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. Has probiotics, proteins, omega-3 oils, pre-workouts, post-workout protein powder, everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. Will, their co-founder, born and raised here in San Diego, went out with Will last week to a lunch. Again, thank you, Will. Appreciate you for that lunch. Will's a huge Padres fan, so you need to go to Aura right now. You get 30% off your first order. That's aura.organic. When you click on that take the quiz button there, that's ORA.organic. You take that quiz right now, you'll get 30% off your first order. Trust me, the stuff they have there, it's all vegan, it's all organic. The protein powder that I take, the pre-workout that I take, the raspberry lemonade flavor, that's the only thing I take now. You'll take it and you won't get jitters. You won't get a giant crash after like most pre-workouts give you. So it's highly, highly, highly recommended. Go there right now. That's aura.organic. When you take the quiz, you'll get 30% off the first order. You will definitely thank us later. All right, a couple more here before we bounce out because we're rolling up against an hour right now. Again, if you're just joining us, thank you. Subscribe, hit the like button. John's soft. He quit tonight. I had to bring Ben in. Ben's the ultimate pinch hitter, and John is soft. So if you're just joining us, put in the chat, John sucks right now. John sucks. Sorry, that's just how it works. Anything else you want to get to tonight, Ben? I mean, tomorrow you got an afternoon game. Snell on the mound. The team meeting didn't work today. Still playing sloppy baseball. I feel like on Monday, if you told me the team would go 4-3 to end the first half, I would take it. That means probably got to win tomorrow, or else you got to sweep Arizona at home to finish off the first half. At least 12 games over 500, which is at this point now feels very tough.
Yeah, today the Padres pitching staff combined to walk one guy.
Yeah.
So they left a lot of pitches over the middle of the plate, pitching to some guys that they shouldn't be, or at least giving really good pitches to some guys they shouldn't be. Of course, CJ Cron pinch hits today and delivers that single. And the offense, you talk about your concerns about finishing off, this stretch before the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Offense isn't changing. Fernando's not coming back. I would think that it wouldn't be smart to have Profar play the next series. So you're dealing with the same group of guys. I trust 3 guys, maybe 4 some nights in this lineup right now. Crony, Manny, and Mazzara. And then sometimes, I guess, Alfaro. But, other than that, What are we doing? Don't know why Grisham was really leading off today. Ha-Seong Kim was working yesterday, and they decided to put him lower in the order. It just I go back to Taylor Scott. Don't know if he'll be sent down tomorrow for Reese Kinnear again, or what are
Oh,
they
great.
doing there? Just going up and down, up and down. We're going to see Lamet again, maybe. But yeah, it's just bad stretch. I think this is still a good team. I'm going to keep saying that, at least until we see what this team looks like with Tatis back.
Yeah.
I know it's not the NBA, but look, you go to any team around the league, you take Mookie Betts away from the Dodgers, you take away Trout away from the Angels, you take away or Ohtani away from the Angels. I know the Angels suck still, but like they're not the team. They're not the same team. So I think it's just not right to be saying this is a bad team when we haven't seen them fully healthy with their best player.
Right. But I do think this is a team with way too many holes for the amount of money it's being paid. Like a $230 million payroll with these many holes. And it's not like every guy is injured. You are dealing with injuries, but the guys that are injured, they're not like, Aaron Judge and Mike Trout. Like one guy's injured that is like
Tatis,
that. Tatis, there's one guy. But your
okay,
left fielder, Profar, okay. Your right fielder, Myers. Like Pomeranz, is he like Aroldis Chapman?
better than Chapman this year when he's healthy. Pomerantz, yeah,
Well, Pomeranz hasn't pitched yet, so we have no idea if he's going to even be that guy.
okay, and then Jose Castillo. I mean,
Oh yeah, the
I
great
don't
Jose
know.
Castillo.
Can we see him come up?
I want to see him come up, but who knows? They just don't want to bring him up for whatever reason. But I don't think that the season's going to hinge on if Jose Castillo is being brought to the roster or not.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying a combination of them.
Right. Okay. So those two guys are going to be the saviors in the bullpen.
If they pitch well, yeah,
Yeah, I guess maybe we'll see. We'll see.
and maybe another reliever.
Yeah. And by the way, if you think that the Orioles are just going to like sell off half their roster, yeah, think again. Like they're not, because they're now over 500 and they've won 10 in a row and they're well in the race for the playoffs.
I
So,
still would, but
well, if they
2022 World Series champion, the Baltimore Orioles. No, that's not happening.
I will get a tattoo of John is the greatest person ever on my forehead if that happens. So it's not happening. All right, let's see here. Anything else we got tonight? I know a lot of people. I thought, hold on, something was funny here. It was like, hold on, where is it? I said, yeah, put John sucks in the chat, and it was like, Jim needs help. John goes solo. Jim is soft. So I backfired there. It backfired. Everyone says I suck now instead of John. So perfect. All right, man. Ben, everybody put clap emojis in the chat for Ben Fadden here for joining me tonight. Appreciate that. Ben, I know you have your own channel. Just shout it out. Where can we find you? Where can people follow you? Where can people subscribe to you? Tell everybody right now watching.
Yeah, so Talking Friars on YouTube, just on the very app that you're in, just look up Talking Friars, subscribe there, almost to 1,000 subscribers. Put out daily pregame shows, postgame reactions, series reactions, interviews. Just put an interview out today. I've had on a bunch of former Padres: Andy Ashby, Clayton Richard, Adam Rosales, Tyson
Whoa,
Ross.
big time over there.
A lot. I'm looking to get on a pretty big guest in the next couple weeks. But don't want to say his name in case he doesn't come on. I've talked when I go to games, I try to talk in person with people that I see. So Preller, which he lied to me to my face, but whatever. Rich, in the comments there, I sit in 309, I believe, above the Coca-Cola sign. Yeah, so I have half season tickets at Talking Friars on Twitter for the game highlights and the lowlights. There's been a lot of lowlights as of late. Bullpen usage charts, a lot of stuff. Instagram, TikTok as well. I'm just here for Padres fans, just like John and Jim are. So I appreciate everyone's support.
Do you have like a job or a life, or is it just all Padres? Because that would be awesome.
I mean, if
Just
John
say
keeps
no. Just
being
say no.
soft, if John keeps being soft, I might have a job.
You might have a job soon. Yeah, you might have a job soon. But yeah,
No,
you
I mean, I'm sponsored by Gagler and Bros, the cheesesteak
all place is
company.
good.
Yeah. But no, not making a ton of money. Going to school right now. But
Perfect.
yeah, so anything helps.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Shout out Mark Nimitz. Shout out Aura. Shout out Omar. Make sure you follow this channel, subscribe, hit that like button. We will see you next time, I guess, with John Schaefer. I guess if he hasn't like literally punched holes through the wall and breaking all his fingers because he's so mad at this team. So again, until then, we'll see you next time tomorrow, 3 to 6, John and Jim on the on Extra 1316, the iHeartRadio app. See you guys later. Peace.